When you are a true crime content creator, you have a lot of responsibility. Responsibility to not only be respectful, but be super accurate when you're covering things as well. We're going to talk about the respectful side of this, or lack thereof, with a content creator who is completely under fire right now, putting autopsy pictures behind a paywall. You have to subscribe to her Patreon to be able to see these autopsy pictures. Now, the case that this is about is actually very close to home, quite literally. I live in Colorado Springs where this happened. This is the case of Letitia Stout, unfortunately taking the life of her stepson, Gannon Stout. It was a very, very sad case, and not to get into too many details or anything like that, but yes, this is a crime that I have been following from day one when Gannon first went missing. And to see somebody so handle this just so disgustingly, yeah, it's... Zavgirl is the name of the content creator. She had a lot of backlash, and so she made an apology video. So now that we're up to speed, let's watch the apology video.
Hi everyone. If you're listening to this, then you likely know about the last few days. I want to apologize to everyone I've hurt, but especially Gannon's family. I've been doing some major soul searching and reflecting. There are many trying to define my motivations, and while I'm not looking for forgiveness or trying to make excuses.
Okay, so get ready to get loaded with excuses and everything else that follows here shortly. You made this decision to put autopsy pictures behind a Patreon paywall. I've known of more tasteful ways to go about stuff like this, where let's just say a true crime podcaster has a Patreon and they just have additional episodes with additional crimes that you'll get if you subscribe to their Patreon. If it's something you're passionate about and you're super respectful about it, obviously you do want to get paid doing something that you love. So having a Patreon and an extra way to put out additional content and be able to communicate with your fans, it makes sense to me. But having the majority of your story out in the public, in a public domain like YouTube, and then locking autopsy pictures behind a paywall, it just seems very bad taste. And also, who's paying for that? Because those people might want to get looked at too. I do follow a lot of true crime podcasts, and I do follow a lot of these videos and stuff, and they do fascinate me. Would I ever pay additional money to be able to see autopsy pictures of a boy who was murdered? Absolutely not. That is just... And I guess the way she went about getting all this content as well is she submitted a request for info. I don't know all the legal behind that, but she was able to get it all, which is really fascinating to me that just anybody can get it, but hey, whatever.
I do hope to provide additional context that has not been made clear. I have followed the Letitia Stout case closely, and it was actually during the trial that I made the official records request. And it was in El Paso County, Colorado. I requested all the video, audio, and written records. I made no request for autopsy photos.
You just happened to have them and decided, ooh, bonus opportunity to make some money.
I wanted all trial records, but my main interests were interviews with Letitia. The autopsy photos just happened to be in the files. I spent time reviewing what I received so I could provide more info from the trial. I believe many of my images were already shown during the televised trial, and I saw the photos on other public YouTube channels that live streamed the trial and shared the evidence. I didn't think any of the images were new. These photos were already public, although the video I put together with the coroner's voice was my own creation.
So that means that you doubled up a video of the coroner's voice with pictures of the autopsy. You made a production with a slideshow, it sounds like, of pictures of this child.
I chose to put the video on Patreon because of the sensitive nature of the evidence. Putting the evidence behind a paywall meant added security, and I naively thought they wouldn't be made public.
Just because it's behind a paywall doesn't mean it's not public. Also, people can steal, re-upload, all that kind of stuff all the time. So it's not a tasteful thing that you did at all.
The video I created with a voice from the coroner wasn't meant to be shared outside of Patreon, and I chose not to put the photos on YouTube, a public forum, where the views would have allowed me to make more money, and the photos would be seen by more people.
Okay, so we should be thanking her for not doing that. No, No, I don't think the argument that I could have been making more money off of this sounds very good either. I don't hear actual remorse here. I just hear justification for your actions.
Because the video was placed behind a paywall, rumors about the images not being blurred or being different than what was shown in trial started to surface. No photos shows genitalia. I have made no jokes about the photos. I don't even cuss on my channel, and I would never allow derogatory remarks about a victim. I realized my intentions were not communicated well. My channel style is sort of me hanging out with friends and speaking off the cuff, and I did not articulate my reasons or think my decision through.
I think that much is clear. You didn't think your decision through. I think, again, you can walk that line of being a true crime content creator and all is well, as long as you don't cross into that space where you are now disrespectful to the victim and their family. And this is very clearly disrespectful to the victim and their family.
At this time, my Patreon website has been shut down. I am not sharing any of the photos or video anywhere, although you can see the photos published on other popular channels. Nothing you see is from me, nor will ever be. To those who have supported me and followed my channel, and to the true crime community, I'm sorry I let you down. I cannot imagine the pain Gannon's family has gone through. My anger over what happened to Gannon is the reason I started following the case. I'm not this evil, heartless person like many are saying, but
I don't believe you're evil or heartless. It takes a lot for me to actually believe that somebody is evil or heartless. The act itself was very evil. And I hope that doesn't reflect on your entire personality. I'd like to believe that you're not this evil person that this makes you look to be. But actions do speak louder than words.
I'm also doing a lot of self-reflecting, and I'm looking into sensitivity training. I did not want to add to the family's loss with anything I said or shared about this case. And it will be a long time before I ever trust myself or my decisions again. To Gannon's family, I have no words that can make this better. No one should have to ever go through what you guys have been through. I am so very sorry for any pain that I have caused you.
Now, I understand, especially when doing an apology of this nature, you want to make sure your thoughts are clear and straight. And it does look like she's reading off of a script a little bit, which I guess doesn't really bother me. I think, if anything, reading from a script does make it seem less sincere, but yeah. Do I think a content creator can come back from this? Maybe over time, maybe, but this is such a bad thing that she did. I don't know. I don't know if she can come back from it. Yeah, I mean, her fans will decide. I know I won't be tuning in for anything, and I had actually never heard of her before all this went down. But I typically do like true crime content, but I probably will not be giving her my support. And if you do, that's up to you. You know, good for you. But I here, probably not. All right, leave your thoughts down below, guys. Did you think the apology was sincere? Do you think there's any coming back from this for her? Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.